Hi everyone, my name is Kelly.
And I'm Travis.
And today we're here to tell you about a very special place near our old high school.
This is the deli colloquially known as Fairies. Technically, the name is Battery Park City Gourmet Deli, but no one calls it that.
We did go to get some food, and so we hope you guys enjoy the rest of our interview while we snack on some local Fairy sandwiches. So today we went to Fairies and we got some food. First thing here is a
Big Snapple. As you can see, we already took a sip from it because it was really hot today.
Oh my goodness, this is a lot of chipotle sauce. Can I have some?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We have ourselves a Roma panini.
Someone ordered a BEL bell.
BEL.
Oh, the cameraman is raising his hand.
No, that's the bacon, egg, and cheese, right?
Oh, bacon, egg, and cheese.
That's a C, I guess.
Oh. And then we got, it's my bacon, lettuce, tomato.
This is the best, some of the best stuff they have. They have chipotle mayonnaise inside the panini, along with mozzarella and chicken. It's really good. I've been getting this for like 8 years now.
The BLT, I should have gotten on another type of bread. I used to get it on another type of bread. I don't
On
know.
a roll. That's the standard. That's what Michael got.
Oh, I forgot to get it on a roll.
That was the first option that they gave you when they listed the...
I didn't hear that one.
Oh.
Girl math. It's so tiny too. Okay.
You hungry?
Cheers.
Cheers.
Les rêves des amoureux sont comme le bon vin. Ils donnent.
I always start off all of my questions like this, but what did you have in school lunch?
That's a funny question because I usually did not eat lunch.
At school?
Correct.
Really?
Well, okay, sorry. Let me clarify.
Mm-hmm.
In elementary and middle school, I ate lunch. In elementary school, I mostly had school lunch, which I enjoyed. And every now and then, my mom would pack me a lunch. In middle school, I didn't like the school lunches as much, and so I started getting them packed by my mom. But then, when I would only eat like half of the lunch, my mom would be like, "What are you doing? Like, you're gonna waste this food. I packed you a yogurt and you didn't eat it, and yogurt, doesn't last."
What kind of yogurt was it? Was it like
Greek
the...
yogurt? Yeah,
Oh.
one of the like Chobani or something. I don't remember which one. We had recently gone to Greece and fell in love with Greek yogurt, so that's why that was
Great
part of my
context.
lunch. But then when I got to high school, I'm free to go out to lunch, and we can go to any of the restaurants in the vicinity as long as we were back in 40 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And school lunch seemed kind of, drab at that point. I have enough to go around. You can steal some. But I also didn't really feel like I needed to eat. I had this weird eating schedule, even to this day. I don't know if it's that weird, but I only ever have breakfast and dinner.
Mm.
Occasionally, I'll have lunch socially, but I will pretty much never eat lunch if I'm by myself. And that started all the way back in high school. And there's other things to do during your lunch period, because you could just wander around the school and mess around with your friends. And
You weren't hungry?
no. And it's after like 24 hours of not eating where I start to like actually feel hungry.
24 hours is a long time. Wow. Okay.
In middle school, we were allowed to go out to lunch also. And there were a lot of cool restaurants in the area. So that's what we did for the most part. Although apparently, actually, I wasn't allowed to go out in my 6th grade because there was this one kid in like my sister's year. She's 4 years older than me, who like, there was this one kid in my sister's year who, when he was in 6th grade, he like got injured or something. I don't know exactly how, but after that, the school prevented 6th graders from going out to lunch. So we still had to be in the lunchroom during
Oh,
our
wow.
lunch period. But
And where did you go to school? In middle school?
I went to Lab Middle School.
Is that in the area, like Manhattan?
It's in Chelsea.
Mm.
It's on 17th Street between 8th and 9th Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the only school I had to actually commute to.
How was your experience like at Lab?
I enjoyed Lab. I mean, middle school is a weird time for everybody, going through puberty and not really knowing what's going on. But I was just a little gremlin in middle school.
What does that mean?
I was messing around. I was, you know, I was known for being a little weird. A little weird.
A little weird?
Yeah, just a little weird.
What does that mean?
Well, you know, I didn't really care what people thought about me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was happy to just like be loud and obnoxious in ways that were fun with me and my friends. Like we had this game. We had this game where we would come back from lunch after we went out to lunch, and it was like 3 or 4 of us, and we would choose one person to be the executioner. In Lab Middle School, there's actually 3 schools in one building, and our school was on the 3rd or 4th floor. And so we would have this game where the executioner, or we can say the person who was it, whatever, would stay at the base of the staircase for like 5 or 10 seconds, and everyone else would start running up the stairs. And then after those 5 or 10 seconds, the person who's it would start to run and chase after the other 3 people. We would have our lunch bag, and we would use it as a weapon. It wasn't like metal or anything, so no one's getting hurt. I would chase up, running up the stairs, and if I caught them, I would hit them with my bag. It's like
invented
big.
this?
I don't know. See, these things get lost to time.
Wow.
But like that's an example of the type of like weirdness, and just like being loud, being, you know, I like also like farted a lot because I ate a lot of Honey Nut Cheerios when I was in middle school. I really like Honey Nut Cheerios, but they make me fart.
Do you still have them?
I don't eat them very much anymore. Like pretty much solely for that reason.
I'm sorry to hear the Honey Nut Cheerios made you a little gassy, but
Yeah, and so like I also, luckily for me in middle school, I didn't develop any crushes, and so I was just able to just be myself and not really care at all what other people thought.
Saying when's in high school happened?
Yeah, I mean, for me at least, like that was my first high school crush. Was the impetus for me to like start caring more about my like personal hygiene and my style. Because literally, oh my God, in 6th grade, I made it my goal every day to come to school in shorts, even in the winter. And my legs would get super dry, super ashy, but it didn't matter. I wanted to prove to myself and to everybody else that I could do that.
Even in the winter, that's
Yes.
crazy.
And that was also a pretty cold winter. Definitely colder than they come nowadays. Honestly, you know, here's what it was. Everybody likes attention, right? When they're growing up, especially. And so I did stuff like that for
Attention. Oh, you know, I did the opposite for attention too. I would never wear t-shirts. But it was kind of like halfway attention, but also halfway like, oh, I don't want to show off any skin because of like UV rays and stuff. And so that I would just like don, like even in the hottest of days, long sleeves. And all my friends would be like, oh my gosh, just wear a t-shirt, just wear a t-shirt. And then at some point, like in middle school, this trend kept going. I know this trend transcended from elementary school into middle school. And one day for gym class, all the teachers were like, or like the first day of gym class, the teachers were like, oh, these are your uniforms. They're like t-shirts. And then everyone looked at me. I was like, now you have to wear this. Now you have to wear a t-shirt. And I would just wear sleeves underneath the t-shirt. Same with like, I had my hair up all the time. I very, very rarely took it down. Like I took it down for prom. I don't remember much else. Like maybe for like a singing performance. But outside of that, my hair was always up. And then all my friends would be like, oh my gosh, just, like, can I see what you look like with your hair down, stuff like that? And I'd be like, no. Because it gave me my sense of power, you know? It was like, oh, you're never going to see this, but you're going to want it. You're going to want to see it, but you're never going to see it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see how that's the opposite.
Yeah.
You know, you're not giving people what they want.
Exactly.
And I'm giving people stuff that they don't want.
Yeah. Exactly.
Nobody asked for that.
Nobody wanted to see it.
But when people are like, oh my God, Travis, you're wearing shorts, it's 15 degrees outside. And I'm like,
Yeah, I do. I'm wearing shorts.
also in middle school was when I started to grow my hair out. And it's been long ever since.
Would you be comfortable putting like a middle school picture of you over here as we talk about it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I literally grew my hair out, not because initially it was not because of attention. Initially it was because I was too lazy to get a haircut. And then I started to get attention.
Mm-hmm.
People being like, ooh, you have long hair. Ooh, you look like Michael Jackson. Ooh, like. And so that positive reinforcement made me keep growing it out. And that's when I rocked an afro for 7 years.
Whoa.
It became part of my self-image, is having longer hair, is because, you know, not many guys at least have hair longer than, or ears even. Like,
yeah, it's like not super conventional.
And so having an unconventional hairstyle, at least for nowadays, is good attention. And, you know, I still like that attention. You know?
You do get the comments a lot. Like, oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, everyone still wants attention, positive attention. And, you know, even though, you know, it was a little less directed and a little less, I didn't know as much what I was doing in middle school, but, you know, that exact same desire is still there.
How do you think how do you think the desire for attention has like shifted from middle school to now?
I do still want attention. It's just, I'm not willing to get attention while sacrificing my image. As in middle school, I was willing to be loud, and I wasn't like the best well-behaved student either. Like, you know, I wasn't starting fights or anything, but I definitely like would talk out of turn in class sometimes. I really wanted to be funny. Like, I kind of wanted to be class clown. I don't think I like fully succeeded at that.
Why?
Well, because I don't think I was that funny. I mean, I was funny within my friend group. Like, I had a small group of like 4 or 5 people who I really loved hanging out with. And we had a great time just messing around, playing our stupid games, hitting each other with our lunch bags. Yeah. Playing Clash of Clans.
Do you know if that game still transcended to like after you guys graduated?
No. This was just in our own group.
Okay.
In our own group, and we stopped doing it like late in 8th grade also. So.
Continue. You want one too?
Yes, please. Thank you.
These are really good. Okay, so it seemed like you had a lot of fun in middle school and that you were a pretty carefree spirit. My impression of you is that you just, you know, you were just happy the way you are and you didn't really care about too much. You didn't have a lot of like pressures for like the way that you were gonna act or talk. Again, free-spirited. Was this the same kind of like, I guess, attitude that you carried into study too? Like when you were preparing for schoolwork and stuff, would you say you were also like, it's whatever, like they can see me study or they don't have to see me study or like?
Yeah, so academically, that kind of mindset definitely did persist through there as well. I was a pretty average student in my middle school. I excelled in math and science and did a little worse in the humanities courses. But yeah, I was pretty average. I mean, I didn't feel like I had to study that much in order to succeed, and so I didn't. And my parents never put pressure on me to be like a super excelling student. You know, they were never like, oh, if you don't get A+ or don't get even an A, we'll be mad at you. I mean, if they saw my grades really deteriorate, then they would start to be concerned. But as long as I'm getting like a B or a B+, like they don't really care. And so because of that, I didn't really feel the pressure to do that much better than a 90%. You know, if I got a 90 in a class, then I'd be great, you know? Unless I actively enjoyed working in that class. Like, for example, in math class, which was my favorite class in middle school. I was on the math team in middle school. I was in the advanced math class, and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed my teachers that I had in middle school in math. I didn't specifically like math team a lot. Like, math team was just kind of fine. Like, it was fun. It was like a once a week for like an hour thing. And I went to like one competition where our team, like, I don't even remember how well we did. But I did like enjoy it. It's fun doing problems, doing figuring stuff out, trying to use your brain to solve problems.
Did they give you like the AMC problems or like
Yes.
the? Oh my god,
Yes.
the AMC.
I forgot about those.
AMC
Yeah.
8? Oh
yeah.
my god, yeah, exactly.
And
same
I think we
thing.
did 10.
10. No, 10 is like high school.
I feel like 10 is where we maxed out.
Yeah, 10. No, I can.
Like, it was supposed to be hard. Like, we couldn't do most of the problems.
Mm-hmm.
Like we weren't supposed to be getting 100%.
But that was fun.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. Like, as long as you feel like you have a fighting chance.
Mm-hmm.
If it's some concept that like you were never taught, then it's like, that's not fun. But it's really cool, even if you don't understand how to do a problem, eventually it being explained to you and being like, oh, I actually do have the tools in order to be able to solve this.
So, did you end up joining math team when you went to high school too?
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh, why is that?
Well, I didn't care enough about math team to continue on into high school. Like,
Did you care about it in middle school?
like a little bit. I don't know. I wasn't. Again, none of my friends were in math team. So like, I
Right.
knew some people from math team, but because there was some overlap with math team and the chess club.
Oh, you're in the chess club too?
Yes, I was in the chess.
You were in
club.
a lot of clubs in middle school.
Yeah, I did chess club. I did ping pong. That was really fun. I still have a lot of appreciation for ping pong as a sport, even though I didn't continue that in high school either, along with chess. I didn't continue pretty much any of my extracurriculars into high school, and then I just picked up a bunch of new extracurriculars in high
Right,
school.
you started doing in high school, like I feel like you were mainly known as like the theater kid, the acting kid, the singing kid. You did like mostly like musical theater, like arts.
Yeah, I auditioned for the very first show in the fall in 9th grade, and I got in, and
What made you
it's a huge
audition?
time commitment. So it all started with, in 5th grade, there's this organization. They go around to elementary schools and force kids to dance. And they're called National Dance Institute,
So
or
they're like
NDI.
they're like Miss Hall, but with dance. We should get
Yeah, but it's
context.
it's once a week for like 40 minutes.
Okay.
And then at the end of the year, there's this showcase where all the classes perform their dance that they learned throughout the year. And the kids who are into it the most and are the best at it and who enjoy it the most, they pull aside and say, hey, do you want to join our after school program?
Okay.
If you say yes, then every weekend you go and rehearse for 4 hours.
Okay.
And at the end of the year, they also have their own showcase, but this time it's students from all around the city, all around New York City.
Okay.
So originally it was just kids from my elementary school, but then it's kids from all around the city. And then this program continues into middle school. So you can do it through 8th grade.
Okay.
And
Were you part of that?
yes. So
Oh. You really
I
were.
had fun dancing in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. And the reason that I got into musical theater specifically
Right.
was because the daughter of the founder of National Dance Institute, she is like a Broadway star, has been in a bunch of shows like Pippin and Cats. And she hosted her own summer camp called Triple Arts. That's supposed to teach you about singing, dancing, and acting. Although it ended up mostly being singing and dancing, but it was all three. And I went to that summer camp my 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, or the summers leading up to those years. And that summer camp also continues through high school as well. That gave me a little into musical theater, because before it was just dance, and I wasn't really singing, I wasn't really acting at all, other than this summer camp. And so then when I get into Stuyvesant, and I see a flyer for the first show, which was Rent, I'm like, let's audition.
So it was also on a whims, how would you call it,
On a limb?
on a limb, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. I didn't really have expectations that I would, get in, because I didn't have that much experience. And I learned from the directors afterwards that I was kind of the diversity hire. And when I say diversity,
Oh my god.
I mean, they had a quota for 9th graders, and I was part of the 9th grader quota.
Oh, so grade diversity.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Specifically grade diversity, yes. And so I was in the ensemble, and I wasn't very good, but it was fun, and that encouraged me to continue auditioning for shows. I didn't get into any other shows that year except for Sing, which I don't
Weren't
feel
you
like...
like a ping pong ball and Sing?
I was an 8 vault
Oh.
our freshman year. Yes. The theme... So Sing, for anybody listening who doesn't know what it is this competition between grades. Ooh. Sing, for anyone who doesn't know what it is a competition between the grades, so freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, to write, produce, direct, and perform the best 1 hour long musical. And so it's a completely student-run thing. Everything from the performers to the set to the writing, everything is made by the students. And a bunch of schools in New York City have this competition. But at Stuyvesant specifically, the freshmen and the sophomores work together because the freshmen don't know what they're doing. And then the juniors and seniors compete by themselves. And usually the freshmen and the sophomore get 3rd place, and the juniors get 2nd place, and the seniors get 1st place.
It's kind of sad though during the times when junior gets 1st place and senior gets 2nd place, because like for the seniors it's going to be their last time doing Sing, and so generally like the judges are a little bit more skewed in their preference, and also because the seniors have like the most experience.
Yeah, and have the most time
Yeah.
to perform, because this is in the spring of their senior year. You know,
Which
they're
is,
already
you know,
getting into to colleges.
Senioritis hits.
Yeah.
All that fun stuff. Did senioritis hit you?
Absolutely.
Like a truck?
I mean, to be honest, it didn't lower my grades much more than they already were. Like, I was already not like trying super hard by my senior year. It definitely lowered my grades a little bit, but like not substantially. But anyway, so yeah, Sing is really fun. I did Sing all 4 years.
My last 2 years.
All right, you were in the chorus, right?
I was in the chorus. Last 2 years, yeah. Because the junior one was like about, I think, there's a ship, and it's like a spin-off of the Titanic or something.
Well, okay, there was no collision with an
the ship
iceberg.
it's a happy version of the Titanic.
The theme was 1920s, like, and we were on a boat, and there was like a jewel heist, and it was like really silly.
Oh, I didn't know about the jewel heist. And then the senior Sing was, I think, a lot of it was on like Greek mythology.
Yeah, our theme was ancient Greece that year.
Ancient Greece. Everyone was so excited about it. And I think with the songs. Okay, well, I know that in junior Sing we had Sunday Candy. So that was like the song in Sing that like stuck in my head. I still have it on my like songs playlist because it was like the first time I heard of it. I was like, oh my god, it's really good. And then in senior Sing, I think it was I don't remember the song. Oh, I remember like there was a person singing with a candle, and then all of the people with the candles were behind them in a circle.
Was this after one of the main characters died?
Maybe.
I don't know. It was fun.
You can find it online.
Can you?
Can't you?
Some of them you can. I don't know. Oh yeah, you can find some. I think you can find Senior Sing online. 20, whatever. I don't know if I want to expose us. What year we were in.
No, we're not. You gotta do your own hunt for this. You need to work hard for it yourself.
But like, Sing completely envelops the whole school while it's happening. It only takes place for like a little more than a month, from March into April, but it is by far the most popular extracurricular activity in the school.
Yeah, and he was like the star of it for like a lot of them.
Yeah, and everybody watches, and it's really fun.
That was me.
And so yeah, I became pretty well known for being in Sing.
So it's interesting, right? Because like the way that you were known in middle school versus the way that you're known in high school, it just feels like such a big contrast. Because in middle school, you know, you're known as like that kid that farts in class and was like kind of funny sometimes in the friend group. And then like now in high school, you're like, whoa, he's like the main character of a lot of these shows. He has charisma, he has talent, and oh my gosh, his hair is gorgeous. Like,
thank you, Kelly. You don't have to gas me up this month.
This is not from my words. These are from like, this is like the general like zeitgeist of like Travis in high school. So like, what do you think? Yeah, what do you like? How would you reflect on that if you were to think about like the contrast of like Travis in middle school and Travis in high school?
Well, yeah. So I mean, I had my first high school crush in 9th grade, actually during Sing.
Oh wow.
It was another cast member.
Sing does bring people together.
It does.
Literally.
And actually, it was really funny. In the script, I was originally
supposed to
written to kiss
your
my
crush.
but it was cut. It's people beyond me who are making these decisions.
Also, do stage kisses are they actually kisses?
Well, you would choose whether you want to do a real
That's
kiss versus the
crazy.
stage kiss where you put your thumbs
Oh,
there.
and then you're like,
Yeah, you hold their face and then you kiss your
oh
your
my
thumbs.
god, I didn't think about that.
I never did that though on stage.
Oh, you always did the real kiss?
I mean, I only had like 2 kisses ever on stage, but yes.
Wow, that's crazy. I didn't know about this.
And those were a big deal, you know? This
I know. Big deal, especially kissing in front of an entire audience.
Of 900 people
Yeah.
in a big auditorium.
And I bet their reactions were always like, oh. Yeah, I did acting. I auditioned for an act exactly one time. It was for the Urinetown cast. And that's the only thing I ever auditioned for. And at the very end, they were like, okay, so the commitment's going to be like, and they started listening. I was like, oh my God, that's crazy. And I like stepped out. I was like, I don't think I can do this. Because acting, like, I feel like the really, really like time intensive like teams or like clubs in school were like acting, robotics, dance sometimes. Some of the dance teams were pretty intense. And like a few others, like any like sport ones. Like the sport
Right,
ones,
that's true.
they're so intensive. Like you end up leaving at like 8 p.m. and like imagine you have to do a 2-hour commute back home, right? And then you end up being back home at like 9 or 10 p.m. and you eat a quick dinner, start your homework it's crazy. Like how was it like getting through Stuyvesant for you? Because like have you ever felt like any kind of imposter syndrome there or like any kind of like anxiety or any kind of discomfort while you were there? How was your experience?
So the short answer is no.
Okay.